It may be easy to pinpoint the most affluent and visited metropolises in the world. However, it's far more difficult to identify the most luxurious neighborhoods and suburbs. But with the help of the United States Census Bureau and the real estate site Trulia, the Travel has eventually come up with quite a unique selection of such posh neighborhoods. This list largely consists of well-to-do cities with the most expensive communities, starting from the posh mansions of Short Hills, New Jersey, to the opulent estates of Los Altos, California. It's no secret that living in the city is an expensive proposition, but you may be surprised by just how expensive it can get. Let's take a look at the most expensive neighborhood in the United States. In 1866, Atherton was known as Fair Oaks and was a flag stop on the California coastline of the Southern Pacific Railroad between San Francisco and San Jose, for the convenience of the owners of the large estates who lived north of Menlo Park. The entire area was called Menlo Park. It had been part of the Rancho de las Pulgas that had covered most of the area, which is now southern San Mateo County. There were several attempts to incorporate Fair Oaks, one in 1874 and another in 1911. In 1923, Menlo Park wished to incorporate its lands to include the Fair Oaks lands. During a meeting of the representatives of the two communities, it became clear to the Fair Oaks property owners that in order to maintain their community as a strictly residential area, they would have to incorporate separately. Both groups rushed to Sacramento, but the Fair Oaks Committee arrived first. It was at that time they realized that they could not keep the name Fair Oaks, as it was already the name of a town near Sacramento. It was decided to honor Faxton Dean Atherton, who had been one of the first property owners in the South Peninsula, and name the town for him. Atherton was incorporated on September 12, 1923. That same year, in 1923, the Menlo Polo Club was founded in Atherton. Atherton is an incorporated town in San Mateo County, California, United States. Atherton is known for its wealth. In 1990 and 2019, Atherton was ranked as having the highest per capita income among U.S. towns. The most expensive zip code in America is 94027, or Atherton, California, according to Forbes. The median price for a home there is $9,686,164. Atherton, California, or 94027, has been crowned that title in 2017, according to Forbes' annual ranking. That means, of course, that the only people who can afford to buy a home in Atherton are deep-pocketed famous folks, tech moguls, and other assorted billionaires with all but limitlessly deep pockets. Located south of San Francisco, Atherton is less than 20 minutes from the office of Facebook, Google, and Tesla. Atherton has had the Bay Area's highest home prices for at least a decade, but in recent years it has surged way ahead of its peers to become the most expensive zip code in the nation. In fact, that's often touted in real estate listings. Faxton Dean Atherton, who had been one of the first property owners in the South Peninsula, and named the town for him. Atherton was incorporated on September 12, 1923. That same year in 1923, the Menlo Polo Club was founded in Atherton. Faxton D. Atherton, a native of Massachusetts, had spent several years in Chile and Hawaii as a trader in tallow, hides, and merchandise. His friend and business associate, Thomas Lark, had written to him, "There is education available for your children and a dignity of living on landed estates down the San Francisco Peninsula that is convenient and accessible." Atherton purchased 640 acres, 2.6 per square kilometer, for $10 an acre, $2,470 per square kilometer in 1860. His home, Valparaiso Park, was built several years later. It was simple in design and ample for his family of 7 children. Atherton is somewhat of a small town located in the state of California, with a population of 7,187 people and 2 constituent neighborhoods, Atherton is the 469th largest community in California. Atherton home prices are not only among the most expensive in California, but Atherton real estate also consistently ranks among the most expensive in America. Plus, Atherton's high-end homes and lavish mansions are some of the most private and luxurious in California. They're big, newly constructed and recently renovated, and often situated far enough down private gated drives that they're unable to be seen from the road and immensely private. Atherton is a decidedly white-collar town, with fully 97.34% of the workforce employed in white-collar jobs, well above the national average. Overall, Atherton is a town of managers, professionals in sales, and office workers. There are especially a lot of people living in Atherton who work in management occupations, 26.75%, sales jobs, 14.65%, and business and financial occupations, 12.38%. Of important note, Atherton is also a town of artists. Atherton has more artists, designers, and people working in media than 90% of the communities in America. This concentration of artists helps to shape Atherton's character. Because of many things, Atherton is a very good place for families to consider, with an enviable combination of good schools, low crime, college-educated neighbors who tend to support education because of their own experiences, and a high rate of home ownership in predominantly single-family properties. Atherton really has some of the features that families look for when choosing a good community to raise children. Atherton is a very ethnically diverse town. The people who call Atherton home describe themselves as belonging to a variety of racial and ethnic groups. The greater number of Atherton residents report their race to be white, followed by Asian. Important ancestry of people in Atherton include German, English, Irish, Italian, and Scottish. Foreign-born people are also an important part of Atherton's cultural character, accounting for 20.75% of the town's population. The most common language spoken in Atherton is English. Other important languages spoken here include Chinese and Spanish. There are a number of active community organizations: the Atherton Heritage Association, the Atherton Arts Committee, the Atherton Tree Committee, the Friends of the Atherton Community Library, the Holbrook Palmer Park Foundation, the Atherton Dames, the Police Task Force, and the Atherton Civic Interest League. There are also homeowners association in various neighborhoods. The Menlo Circus Club is a private club with tennis, swimming, stables, and a riding ring located within the town. Atherton has more people living here who work in computers and math than 95% of the places in the USA. A relatively large number of people in Atherton commute to their jobs. Overall, about 13.59% of the workforce works from home. While this may seem like a small number, as a fraction of the total workforce, it ranks among the highest in the country. These workers are often telecommuters who work in knowledge-based, white-collar professions. For example, Silicon Valley has large numbers of people who telecommute. Other at-home workers may be self-employed people who operate small businesses out of their homes. Atherton's current land use goal is to preserve the town's character as a scenic, rural, thickly wooded residential area with abundant open space. In the California State Legislature, Atherton is in the 13th Senate District, represented by Democrat Jerry Hill, and in the 24th Assembly District, represented by Democrat Mark Berman. In the United States House of Representatives, Atherton is California's 18th Congressional District, represented by Democratic Anna Eshoo. The city is served by the Atherton Public Library of the San Mateo County Libraries, a member of the Peninsula Library System. Have you ever heard of this neighborhood? Full of beauty and adventure, the world is undoubtedly a fascinating place. Let us know in the comments what you think about this neighborhood. Have you ever visited that place or want to visit? Let us know. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the Luxury 101 channel for more interesting stuff.